What's up everyone, OJ over here from Player Essence and welcome to another video. Today we've got some great topics, but before we get into that, go ahead and hit that like button if you do like the daily content that we're bringing you. Really helps out the channel. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right in. And we are starting off with Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch. I already recently talked about this game passing up Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on Amazon sales charts that are updated. Obviously it's not going to sell as much as Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I don't think it's even going to get close to it, but the fact that it even passed it up kind of shows you the power that this type of RPG is having out there on Nintendo Switch players. And now we have our first review of Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch from Famitsu. In issue 1544, Famitsu has awarded Octopath Traveler with straight 9s, or a 36 out of 40. So that is pretty much a B+/A- score. So it's really good. It's a triple A for me when it comes to the type of game that it is, how good the game is. It's getting that triple A review score, that style of big game that you know is going to be really good, that has a lot of time and effort kind of put into it. That's exactly what Octopath Traveler is, and it has been awarded with a fantastic score, and I am extremely excited to play Octopath Traveler next week. Can you guys believe here? It seems like this game has just been talked about for so long because it was announced back at the January event for Nintendo, and we had to go through that full year and then all the way in these some odd months till it finally came out. But it will be here next week, Octopath Traveler, and we'll be streaming the heck out of the game. You guys know I'm going to be playing the game quite a bit. Been really busy this week with a lot of other stuff, but we will definitely get back to our streaming. There's a lot of great RPGs on the Nintendo Switch that recently launched. Obviously, Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana is one of them, but Octopath is coming out next week, and it's definitely going to be very, very hype on the channel, so look forward to that, guys. And I think the thing that I'm looking forward to the most when it comes to Octopath Traveler is just seeing the stories intertwine, and once you kind of link up with everybody and what goes on from there. What is the overall presence? What is the main reason? What puts all of these people in their fates intertwined? I think that's going to be something that's going to be amazing to see, because you just don't have these type of characters in the way that they've set everything up and it just be like a nonchalant, boring, or typical type of story. It's always something unique. It's always something magical with these type of developers, the guys that have worked on Bravely Default, the dudes that have worked on some of the previous Final Fantasy games, and kind of what they're setting up with this style of game. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that with Octopath Traveler. There's going to be a lot more amazing scores out there, and I think that Octopath Traveler is going to surprise quite a number of people when it comes to the sales and the review scores. A lot of people are just looking at it and just see it as some type of little type of game or something like that, but it's actually not that. It's a full-fledged single-player RPG that has so much content in there. The developers said that they don't even need to do DLC. It's completely packed and full of content, 100%. I mean, they're saying that you're going to get anywhere from 60 to 100 hours, depending on what you play through, side quests and all of that. So I am ready to just dig into this one. Very excited about it, and I think that they've really done a good job with this game, from the graphics, the HD 2D, to just the story, the gameplay. The voice acting is really good, whether you're playing in Japanese or you're playing in English. Voice acting is on point, so they've done it, man. They've done it, and I think that this is going to be the best RPG on the Nintendo Switch when it's all said and done for this year. I'm not sure if there's going to be another RPG that's as good as Octopath Traveler on the Nintendo Switch, and for me, definitely in the Game of the Year contention for the Nintendo Switch at least. So what do you guys think about Octopath Traveler's amazing reviews so far, and what do you guys think it'll end up with in terms of Metacritic? Give me a score what you guys think it'll have. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and predictions in the comment section below. Alright, and moving into the next topic here, Tatsumi Kimishima has assured investors and users out there that there will be more titles announced for 2018, and that Nintendo has not announced their full lineup because we did see a little bit of a decline, or not even a little bit, a pretty sharp decline when it came to Nintendo stock after E3. So investors were asking questions like, okay, well, is this all you guys have? Is there any more? We saw that the stock dropped, blah 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 blah, and for some reason YouTubers and people were trying to make it up to be something as if it's going to actually affect gaming or anything like that, but that's beside the point. The point is that Nintendo has more to show. They said that they will announce it at the time that's relevant to them. So it's almost like I've said before, Nintendo has these things, they're called Nintendo Directs. Yes, Nintendo doesn't always announce everything that they're going to announce at E3 or at any even singular Directs or stuff like that. They spread them out throughout the year. We have multiple Directs, and that's why everyone seemingly is always mad after a Direct, because Nintendo doesn't announce everything, and they want everything They want a million different franchises to be announced at each one of these things, and they never get that, so therefore they get upset after each one of them. I don't think Nintendo has had a unanimous, like, amazing direct since the Switch has pretty much been announced. I'm not sure if there's any of them that people have just said, yes, everybody is in agreement that the direct is just really, really good. And I know you're not going to get that, but you guys see what I'm saying here. No matter what Nintendo does with a lot of these different directs or anything like that, there's always going to be people that complain or say that they're screwed or say some type of stupid thing like the honeymoon's over or some type of dumb thing on Twitter or some stuff like that, to where they complain about something. Even when Nintendo is announcing third-party games, even when Nintendo is announcing different games that are coming and all that, people will still find ways to be upset with something to do with the direct, because they're never going to just blow out everything at every single show that they do, which is just the nature of the business, right? When you do these Nintendo directs, people have expectations that are way beyond what they're actually supposed to be. But we'll have to wait and see, right? I think there was one direct, though, if I had to say one direct where I think most people were saying this is amazing, and that was probably the fall direct of 2017, where they gave us stuff like Wolfenstein was announced, Doom was announced, LA Noire was announced. Like, all those games were announced and released like in the next couple months on the Switch, so we had bigger third-party games. That was pretty much the only one. There was like no Japanese games, or very few, but that was pretty much the only one that people were really like, oh my gosh, this is just like an amazing direct. And nobody really complained about that one. But there's only been one, and the Switch has been out for more than a year now, and we've had multiple different directs. You know, we've had more than 5 directs at this point, and most of them people have just said, this is not good, or people have complained one way or another. But either way, yes, duh. Like, getting back to what Kimishima has to say, yes, Nintendo has directs. Nintendo will always have more to show throughout the year, especially if it's the beginning of the year. People are hedging everything on E3. Stop hedging everything on E3. Nintendo isn't going to reveal everything at E3. Nintendo is always going to spread things out. They're always going to have more different shows. They're always going to hold back announcements for some certain points, or to when the game is closer in development. There's just going to be all sorts of stuff. Maybe the game wasn't ready to show. They have the basis down, but they want to get a new feature implemented, or they want to make sure that they show a certain thing before they show off the game. So, I mean, there's various reasons why certain games don't get announced, and Nintendo says this over that. I mean, that's just the nature of everything. That's just the nature of announcements and business when it comes to Nintendo, or when it comes to third parties or other companies in general. So for me, it's one of those things where I look at it as I go into every single Nintendo Direct, I go into every single one saying, okay, well, what are they going to show? We get new announcements. It's better than not having any announcements, because I remember back before Nintendo did Directs, we just never got any information. We get some information at E3. Sometimes we just get some random information announced like through like IGN or through some type of exclusive. It was trash. But now we actually get Directs where we get multiple ones throughout the year, and we can just see what's coming in here. Now, I always have predictions and stuff in terms of what I think could come to the shows, but I'm not necessarily hedging everything on it being there or this being the best show or anything like that, or, you know, complaining or crying if I don't get exactly what I'm looking for, because I know Nintendo's going to have multiple directs, or they're going to do different things. I mean, we just don't know. They're too unpredictable to sit here and say that they're going to do this. I mean, I try to predict and I always get it wrong when it comes to what they're going to show off these upcoming directs and stuff like that. So, unless they already tell us beforehand, right? So what do you guys think about Tatsumi Kimishima saying that there are going to be more titles for 2018? What games do you think that are going to show up? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final topic here, there is a new report that's saying that Super Mario Run has topped 60 million in revenue. So Super Mario Run has generated over $60 million in revenue since it first launched on the iOS back in September 2016, according to a report from the Sensor Tower Store Intelligence. The revenue split between iOS and Android has started to shift towards Android, as the percent of revenue increased to 35% in the first quarter of 2018. The game launched on Android 6 months after the iOS. Now, Super Mario Run is one of the worst performing Nintendo mobile games, as it has earned less than Animal Crossing, Pocket Camp, and Fire Emblem Heroes. 43% of the revenue has come from the US alone. So if it earned 60 million and that's one of the worst revenue earning ones for Nintendo, that's definitely a good thing. I wish that I can do something and say, oh yeah, our worst one is 60 million. That's still a lot. But out of all of those, in terms of those 3 games, I think the common factor is that the other 2 have microtransactions built into it. So people who are really invested into the game and they want to spend some more on the game can do so, whereas Super Mario Run, it doesn't have that. It just has the full game for like $10 or something like that, right? So if you're paying just the full game for $10, obviously you're going to be at a severe disadvantage for people who are paying for microtransactions. So that's the reason why it's generated less. If Super Mario Run had some type of microtransactions built into it, I'm pretty sure it'd be up there with Fire Emblem, and it'd be up there with Animal Crossing. So I think that's the reason why. Now, I know Miitomo necessarily wasn't the biggest generating revenue one, and that one had microtransactions, but they were very weird, and it was just kind of different, and it wasn't like a staple IP for them like a Fire Emblem or Animal Crossing or a Mario. So I think that's the reason why that game's gone. But Super Mario Run is just one of those games where you just pay flat out money for, which it was funny because people actually got mad at that it wasn't a free-to-play with microtransactions. So what do you guys think about Super Mario Run grossing this much money, and what is your favorite mobile game that Nintendo has done so far from their own studios when it comes to like Fire Emblem or Animal Crossing or Super Mario Run? Which one's your favorite? Also, what do you think about Tatsumi Kimishima giving us the assurance that we're going to be getting some more games announced this year in 2018? I thought it was a given. In addition to that, what do you think about Octopath Traveler scoring such high reviews in Famitsu straight 9s for a 36 out of 40? Game is launching next week. Let me know your thoughts on all that in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace!